Here's how you can build endless amount of motivation for the gym. And in this next 30 minutes, I want to break down what literally took me like 4 years to learn and how you can build this motivation with 4-in-1 method that I'm about to teach in this video. This alone has saved me a bunch of time. Honestly, before this, I was debating, should I go to the gym, should I work out, maybe I shouldn't do it, maybe I should do it. And instead of all of these thoughts that I could have had, I was just going to the gym and I was just building muscle. So as I said before, I was just working out, but I wasn't really consistently working out. I didn't push myself to my limits and I was just comfortable dog in his bed. And after I pretty much learned this 4-in-1 method, I was feeling much more energized and motivated than before, and I actually pushed myself towards my limits. These are just my Oura Ring stats to just show you that what I'm talking about is actually working. My transformation and bear. And if you feel like this is you, where you wake up and you don't have a bunch of energy, you struggle to get some things done, then this is really a video for you. So in this video, I want to give you this method to you for free, so you can build endless motivation, get lean, make more money, get shredded, and just enjoy your life, honestly. So that being said, sit down, grab some ribeye steak, and watch this. Because if you don't, you simply will not build the physique that you want. And as always, let's get into the meat of this video. Now first you have to define what motivation is, because for anything we need definition, of course. What motivation is just the energy our body gives us in the pursuit of something, and this is really important. Don't forget this definition, I'll say it again. You should even write this down, but remember it. It's the energy your body gives you only in a condition of you pursuing something, going towards something, from point A to point B. This over here. That is what motivation is. So imagine an example. Think about your ancestors who were hungry. You haven't ate anything for 3 or 2 days, let's say, for example. You feel hungry. You go and hunt. Animal is running around, going through the lake, skipping everything. It's dodging the spears. And then, at some point, one of your friends, tribe members, throws a spear and shoots the animal in, I don't know, gut, for example. And that animal is hurt. And now suddenly, you get motivation to go ahead and chase it because you feel like you can pursue it. You feel like you can actually do it, get the food, get meat. And so you go ahead and run. And at some point you stab it and it dies. That is how motivation works in anything in life. Is your lack of desire. And that is how you honestly get motivated. Only when you have a lack of desire. When you have some kind of, this is just biological, unmet need, but this can also be psychological. People have the same problem with money, with status, with anything, and they have motivation to up their status, to make more money. So this applies to literally anything. Anything in life. As long as you believe you can do it, which is also important, as long as you believe you can pursue that thing and you can achieve the thing, you're going to have motivation and do the thing, you guessed it. So, the best way that I know by far, and the first thing to get motivated, get motivation, feel motivated, energized, whatever, is to increase your standards. And the reason why I credit this to Charlie Morgan is because this is what he taught me, what I watched in his videos. I can't remember how the video was called, but he showed the graph similar to this. And the reason why this is such an important thing is because of this quote over here that I put. You never achieve your highest dreams, only your minimum standard. And so imagine if our ancestors had the standard, so these guys over here, let me just get like this, not that, fuck, okay, anyway. So imagine if our ancestors had the minimum standard of just eating berries, because they could have. Our ancestors could have just ate berries. Now, back in the Ice Age, not really, but you get a point. At some point, they could have ate just berries. But they weren't satisfied with that. And that is why they had motivation to go ahead and hunt the animal. So the minimum standard is just, how do you really see yourself? With what are you comfortable? You see this, and I should probably just bring some kind of pen. Let me just find some kind of good color. It shouldn't be, let's say gray, or actually, let's say this one. This is what you're comfortable with. Let me just get some. This is your comfort over here. This line over here. That is your comfort. And as long as that is met, you will never grow, because that is where you feel okay and fine. Anything below it is a trough. You feel like you're in a dead zone, stuff is bad shit is happening. And the only way you can actually make this a resting position, or your minimum standard, let's just say it like that, it's easier to understand. The only way you can actually increase this, increase your motivation, go and achieve your biggest dreams, is by increasing the standard you have for yourself. He's saying that, for example, if for you right now peak is going to the gym 3 times a week, putting a peak for yourself to be 6 times a week, 7 times a week, that is too much, but you get a point. Is increasing the week, increasing the intensity of how much you train, how hard you train, how hard you push yourself. And then by you increasing this peak, which at some point, let's say, I mean, this isn't finished over here, but let's say at some point you increase your peak to over here. So this is your peak right now. Then the trough would be much smaller, because if you have bigger peak, if you have bigger standard for yourself, you're not going to go that down below this baseline over here, because it just doesn't make sense why you would do so. And then your trough would be maybe your standard right now, where you are right now currently. And then as time moves on, you're going to have bigger peak and smaller trough, and bigger peak and smaller trough. And so I think at this point you get a point. But then if you look at average, it wouldn't be just baseline minimum nothing happening. It would actually look like this. So let's just say we can go from, let's say, this one. Then your average would look like this. And this is just such a bad fucking color. Let me just find something better. Okay, this one. Then your average would look like this. It's going up. And you shouldn't be focusing. The reason why I'm putting this up right now is because you shouldn't be focusing on trying to make the peak be better. You should, of course, have always bigger standards, raising standards. But you shouldn't be focusing on the peak itself. You should focus on the average. But you get the average by increasing your peak, by having smaller troughs. And so therefore, you're going to increase your average at which you can see yourself at. You can be comfortable with, somewhat comfortable. And the point is that you always increase this peak. You always increase this peak. You flip the floor. You say to yourself, okay, my peak right now, it should be my trough, honestly. Because when you think about it, millionaires, billionaires, if they don't make, I don't know, let's say 50K in one day, they feel horrible. And for somebody, that is the income they would like to have in 7 months. It's just that they increase their standards. It's why they just feel so deprived. They're not going to die if they don't make 50K a month, but they just, or 50K in one day, but they will feel bad. And that is the point, is that if you just increase your standards, you have more energy. You have more things to be deprived of. And as we talked about, the more you're deprived, the more motivation you have. And that is how you honestly crack this code. And again, Charlie Morgan is the one who actually taught me this. And that is how you go through these kind of cycles of motivation, proud, confidence, anger, and you keep on repeating the whole cycle. You can again feel motivated. So angry is being in a trough, comfortable is around here, going down. It's okay, you know, I skipped one day, doesn't matter. Okay, then you feel angry, then you feel motivated. Oh, let's go back to the peak. Then you get to the peak, you feel proud, then you go back, and the whole cycle pretty much repeats. That is the first thing. If you really want to feel motivated and have endless motivation, always increase the bar and where you see yourself. How hard do you want to train? How how good you want to look, always increase the bar, because that is how you're going to actually grow and have motivation, is by being deprived. It isn't by having everything fixed, it's by being really deprived. Next, it's your diet. Now the reason why I pull this up is because a lot of people struggle simply because their energy levels are shit. And I mean in literal sense. If you right now are watching this video, and the reason why I sound a bit less lethargic or a bit more lethargic right now, and I maybe start a bit more times, is because it's close to my bedtime and as I'm recording this. But if you're somebody who feels like this every single day, from the moment he wakes up, you have a fucking problem. I don't want to believe that somebody can tell me, but I have this problem and this disease and this. Motherfucker, if you wake up and you feel like shit, your energy levels are fucked. Even though you have decent sleep, like this thing that can track your sleep, you can just see it, or even, I think, Apple can even track it, and you have decent sleep, you have diet problems, serious inflammation and diet problems. I'm telling you this from experience because I'm somebody who had this shit. I'm somebody who had horrible inflammation. And it's because of this that you don't have a good energy levels. Every single human should go ahead, work out for at least 1 hour. And should be motivated to do so. And these days what we see is we see people laying in a bed. Oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, let me just go on my phone, call some buddies and play video games, whatever the fuck people do even these days. And it's because of diet. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. If you eat garbage food, you cannot expect to click on this video and for me to tell you, oh yeah, say this affirmation, you're going to feel motivated. Sure, motivations work from time to time. But what works better is you just fixing your fucking diet. So you are what you eat. If you eat garbage, if you eat carbs, especially carbs, I'll not go to the whole thing because it's a recycle. You can go ahead and just watch my free aesthetic body masterclass where I break down the diet. I break literally everything the thing you can do. The best diet that most people are going to benefit from. It's animal based. You can go ahead and search it if you want. But again, no recycles. Watch the video if you want to really learn that. What I really recommend if animal based doesn't work for you, because for me it doesn't really work. I feel really lethargic on the carbs, really bad. I just do carnivore diet. I just eat meat, and that works really well for me, honestly. You'll feel shit for some time, you'll have loose stools, you'll have diarrhea for some time, just increase salt and fat, but this is the best diet for productivity, by far. And I mean by far. I can still record, I can still work, even though I woke up 13 hours ago. And you can see it isn't even that bad. This is how most people wake up, with this amount of energy I have right now. So please, understand diet is the key. Because if your body, I mean, it just makes so much sense. And there is also this one nerve that connects gut and mind. I don't know how it's called, but that is why gut microbiome is just so important. I cannot even speak. But your diet is so important, because if your body doesn't get enough nutrition, how do you expect it to tell you go and hit a workout? It wouldn't. It fucking wouldn't. When I was eating burgers, pizzas, I wasn't working out. And it's so simple. Why? Because you just don't want to do it. You feel stuffed, you feel full, and you feel like you're going to throw up. You don't want to go and work out like that, do you? So it all makes sense. Your diet matters. Carnivore diet. I don't care if you think LDL, whatever. Again, I can make a whole video on this explaining the carnivore diet, which I'll probably do for entrepreneurs because it's one of the best diets. I did animal based in the video that I'm referring to, but I truly believe carnivore diet is better for me and probably better for most people. Animal based is just simple to follow. It isn't that hard. It's pretty much just eliminating everything, eating a bit of fruit, raw dairy. But you have to realize that your diet plays a major role. And my throat is fucking sore. Now the next thing number 3, relentless mindset. Now I give credit to the guy Tim Grover, he was the coach of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and also Wade. I don't know how the guy's called, doesn't even matter. To make the whole point, I highly recommend reading this book, Relentless. Really good book. It just motivates the fuck out of a person. The reason why is because you have these three types of people: cooler, closer, and cleaner. Now, to give you just some kind of example, cleaner, or let me just go with cooler first. Cooler is somebody who is, as they call them, pussies. Cooler is the guy who doesn't push himself hard, like maybe you, who waits for the permission, who's there, you know, just doing his stuff, who's afraid, who's scared, who is anxious. I don't know if this is going to work out. These types of guys. Closers are people who kind of like do the work, they are decent, but they're not unstoppable, they're not great. And then cleaners are people like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and other guys, for example, Larry Bird. And those are the cleaners. Guys who just don't give a fuck about competition, guys who just work, who own their dark side, who are just literally working and are motivated by the results. You need this mindset if you want to win. Because there is no, I mean, if the Tim Grover, the guy who coached athletes and also businessmen, is saying this is important and this is the reason why some businesses blow up, then this is fucking important. You should really pay attention to this. I know it sounds wishy-washy mindset. I don't want to learn about mindsets, but you need to be obsessed with results more than your work. That is the relentless mindset, because if you just can put yourself in some scenario and you just work knowing you're going to get this result. So let's imagine six-pack. You work every single day knowing six-pack will come at some point, and you just work, you work, you work. There is no failure. There is nothing stopping you. You imagine that fucking guy who told you you're fat, and you just say, fuck you, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to do everything you fucking didn't believe. And you use these motherfuckers as a fuel, because that is what guys who are relentless actually do. They use everything they can as a fuel. Like imagine, I don't know, let's say this glass, right? This glass over here. You have this water bottle that I use, and imagine if you would just slowly get water inside of this. Slowly. Slowly. It burns, it's anger. That fucking guy who told you that you're fat. Fuck that guy, I'm not fat, I'm not going to be ripped, I'm shredded. Fuck that guy, yeah, fuck him, fuck him. And at some point you get a whole full glass. That is being relentless. It's owning your dark side. It's knowing where you're going. It's every single day waking up and doing the work despite feeling like shit. Despite not wanting to. It's pushing your, it's just like breaking the bar. You know how people say in a business is that pretty much, I mean, you cannot go below zero, right? That is how, I mean, you cannot go below zero because you're not going to be profitable. But you can always go higher with the price. You cannot price lower than zero, but you can always price higher and higher and higher. So you becoming relentless or cleaner is just going higher. You're raising the bar. You're raising the bar of success. But you cannot fall that down, because you're a cleaner. You're somebody who just doesn't give a fuck. So you have to see this. Again, I cannot explain this that well because I didn't read the whole book. I'm reading it right now. I'm about 40% in. But this mindset is such a fucking good mindset. Honestly, it's just such a great mindset, and I highly recommend you reading this book. Like it's incredible hunger to win, be the best, own your darkest desires. Be that guy who people are fucking afraid of. Be the guy who steps on the court, people are like, oh fuck, he stepped on a court. Be the guy who can do whatever the fuck he wants. Who can do whatever, who can live the wildest fucking dreams. That is the relentless mindset. Is owning you everything you right now have and working despite it. Doing more, being better. You have to own this. This is a really important mindset. I recommend reading the book. Again, Relentless, Tim Grover, G. And the last thing I want to speak about is the future version of you. Now, The reason why I pull this up is because think of a bowling alley. Okay? Now bowling alley has, or he doesn't have, I mean have, you can raise them if you want or don't want. But you have these bumpers. So you can throw this ball, this bowling ball, and you can knock out the pins. And sometimes you can miss. You can throw a ball and you can completely miss. It can go to that kind of small trough and shit happens. But what you can do, you can raise the bumpers. And in this scenario, bumpers is your future self. It's you writing down a PDF file of who you want to become, and you use this every single day. You read it every single day, 2 times per day, morning and night. So before you go to bed and when you wake up, you read this every single day. And when you do this, it's like putting these bumpers. Because let's say, for example, you're somebody who really likes cake. You cannot stop eating cake. I know it's you. Anyway, you pull the bumpers, or you don't have the bumpers. And some days you eat cake, some days you don't eat cake. Happens. Shit happens. But if you would take your time, write the PDF, write the person who wanna become, and you read this twice a day. I mean, that is it. Twice a day. And you put these psychological bumpers in your mind. You know it. Okay, when I get back home from the work, when this happens, I'm going to eat the cake. So I'm not going to eat the cake then. I'm going to put it somewhere else. When you literally like put yourself in the position where you're going to eat the cake, and you think of every single scenario, you pull it away, you throw it away, do whatever you want with it, you will be 10 times less likely to eat a cake, because then you'll have to go to the grocery store, you'll have to buy it, whatever. And that is literally putting the bumpers. Literally putting the bumpers. You cannot possibly fucking fail. You cannot. The only way to fail is to literally be stupid and to like put the ball on this trough over here, which you can see over here, and not even throw the ball. That is the only way you can fucking fail. And so if you just write on a PDF file of traits, beliefs, affirmations, and you visualize the person you want to be. I mean, do this. Honestly, do this fucking shit. It sounds wishy-washy, it sounds stupid, it sounds like I'm coming from some kind of wonderland. But this fucking works, because I'm using this myself, and I'm seeing the change. Just use this. Honestly, use this, because it first of all reprograms your subconscious mind, and you put these bumpers, and you know for a fact, okay, if you do this, then okay, not this time, there, I can eat cake when I get back home, when I watch some kind of movie, or when I feel tired at 9 p.m, when my wife does anything. Just understand, it's important you put these bumpers. It's really important. If you write this down and you read this 2 times per day, it doesn't have to be complicated. Just break down yourself, honestly. Like break down, okay, I eat cake when this happens, observe yourself for once. When the shit happens? When does shit go the wrong place? Don't be frantic about it. Because if you just stay here, be frantic, oh, but I don't want to do this, you'll live the hectic life again and again and again. Everything is going to happen and be the same life you always lived. Write this down. Traits, beliefs, affirmations of the future you, who you want to become. And visualize all of those. Live like that person. Like, doesn't it suck at some point to just wake up and not have the body you want? I mean, be honest. You wake up, you look yourself in the mirror, and you feel like shit. Because you know you could have better physique. Because you know you could have 6-pack. But you blame time on it. You say, oh man, you know, time is just, there isn't no time in my day, whatever. But you deep down know you could have probably done it if you actually wanted to. Doesn't it make you feel pissed? Because when I was doing the same thing, trying to feel motivated, yeah, it fucking made me pissed. Because I deep down knew I could fucking do it, but I was a pussy. So this is your incentive right now. Write this fucking shit down, do these steps that I talked about in this video, and fucking start moving. Because nothing will really change. If you're waiting for some magical spark to happen, it will not fucking happen. It will just not fucking happen. As an entrepreneur, you know this shit. You know this fucking shit. If if you expect something to happen out of nowhere, it never fucking happens. It's you who change, it's you who does the work, who puts in the effort, and who changes himself to have a different outcome. So fucking do this shit. Write down the person you want to become. It sounds stupid, but honestly, just believe me. Okay, just believe me. This is my word from my heart. If you do this thing, all of the problems will go away. With fitness, of course. If you just do this thing. So this is the last thing. Now, if you're somebody who's an entrepreneur with only coaching consulting business, who wants to get aesthetic physique so you can have more confidence, and as a result of more confidence, make more money, join down below in Discord, free community, it's first link. And if you want to work with me, if you like my style, I don't know, if you just want to work with me, I guess, down below, second link in the description, it's a calendar link. You can just book a call if you want. It's no pressure. It's just to see if we're a good fit. I will not come there and say, oh, you have to buy, please. No. If I like you, you like me, if we want to work together, then you're going to buy. That's it. It's simple as that. If not, okay, fuck it. As always, that is the end of the video. But just understand one thing. Because most motherfuckers left the video ages ago and you were still here. I want you to know one thing. And that is that I can make millions of these videos, but honest shit, it's about you. It's about you picking your fucking ass up and doing the work you know you're supposed to do. I'll be honest, bro. I didn't want to record this. You can see my energy levels. They aren't that good. You know my other videos, I'm super energetic, super fast, jittery and everything, but my energy levels are not so good because I ate meal like 30 minutes ago. Or how much? 45, 50 minutes, 1 hour. And I'm telling you this right now because you can still work despite not liking it. You can feel motivated if you just imagine the end result. Do that. And as always, if you want to book a call, book a call. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, peace.